Today, Cybermax, and he's a friend of Chris McDougall's. He invited Cyber in to ask a few questions. Cyber, tell us, what is it that you're getting into here?
What we're doing is we're trying to kind of tackle a lot of the issues that are happening in society, kind of using outreach as a form to do it, maybe even some lobbying down the street later on in the road. But we're trying to tackle our issues in a way that most outreach has never done before. We're trying to use a unique way, kind of shake and rattle the cage in some aspects to really make a difference.
Okay, and what type of outreach is this?
Well, that's one of the beauties about this outreach is most people always say like you got to find a niche in your outreach. Like, do you help homeless? Do you help the veterans? And that's what you do. No, no, I disagree. We're not going at one angle because if that worked, then there wouldn't be the problem anymore. And really, at the end of the day, a lot of these issues that we're facing today, they overlap. They're intertwined. I mean, how many times I'm out there with a team or by myself or I'm co-oping with another organization, and I come to find that the homeless man I'm feeding is a veteran or just came out of prison or has mental health or is a woman that's been through domestic violence. Or, if these things start to overlap, and as soon as that we realize that if all our little quick fix solutions to these problems didn't work, that sometimes we do need a complex solution. And it's time that we start looking at the whole problem and all the problems and where they're all overlapping. I mean, that's where we're really going to start to make a bigger impact, you know?
Oh, that's awesome. So, where did you get the spirit to do this? I mean, nobody just normally wakes up and just says, "Hey, I'm going to do this." I mean, was there something that happened in your life that made you go through this and see something?
Yes, it goes on both sides. You said it did kind of happen in a wake up thing, and it didn't at the same time. For me, I
Awesome.
personally have been through a lot of these scenarios. I mean, I personally, when I was a child, I was molested as a kid from a neighbor. My father was a suicidal overdose. A great man, but had his heart broken way too many times, and so he used drugs to try to mask that and didn't know what he was doing. And I found him dead. Through that day, I found him dead at 11 years old. I started my addiction, and I thought I could just cover up all those pains and all those things. And when people kept saying just say no, I was like, I wish it was that easy. I wish I could just say no, or like when people are like, oh, you're molested as a kid, that was when you were a kid. I wish it was just that easy for me to get up and do normal things. But it wasn't, and then I started participating in a lot of different criminal activities and hang out with different organized groups. And that led me in a wrong life, and I ended up in prison. I ended up in institutions. I ended up sometimes feeling so whacked out that like mentally I was losing it. And I also have family members who also are in prison still. I have family members who have mental health issues. I was homeless myself. I've gone through shelters. I've gone through county jails, all of it. And every time I got out, I said, where are all this help that everyone keeps saying is there? Half the time it's bullcrap. It's not really there. It's like a dollar bill that shows up over here, but you can't find it. There's a program that exists over here, but it's not really there, or they're not going to help you unless you meet criteria that at the end of the day means you really didn't need the help anyway. You know, and so like I kept noticing that our system in so many different areas is broken, fractured, and even corrupted in so many ways that it depressed me and it hurt my heart a lot. And I like to say that, that was it for me, but it wasn't. I kept going and I ended up in doing some armed robbery and I ended up in prison looking at a life sentence. And I was going to kill myself once I made it out of county jail and I went to prison. And that was going to be the end for me. I was not going to live my life like this. I couldn't do it anymore. And it was a wake up point where I didn't get the life sentence. I took the fault for myself and my co-defendant, which was an ex-girlfriend who actually ended up leaving and finding someone, I guess, better off or what she felt was better for her. And she got pregnant and that was that. For me, um, I woke up in the middle of the night and I realized I'm not doing a life sentence. I'm going to do some prison time. I'm going to do a little bit of probation and then I'm going to get out. I'm going to have another opportunity at life. So I started teaching classes in prison. I started taking
Amen.
classes. And God woke me up one night and he said, I got a mission for you. And I grabbed the pen and paper and I just started writing. And I realized that there was a reason why I went through each and every one of those hardships. There's a reason why I had to be that bad guy. There's a reason why so many bad things had to happen to me, why I made so many bad choices, why my God let me go through all that fire. And I'm so much better off for it. But now I love psychology. I do. but I don't think there's a book that could teach me what I have.
Oh no, no.
I don't want to be taken too wrong. I'm not saying there aren't good programs out there. There are some good ones.
Oh, there's great programs out there. I mean, they've got different CARM programs, Salvation Army, different things, that help. And it's amazing, that you went through these trials. That's what I'm gonna call it, because it's just like Job, being put through these different trials in your life, and instead of giving up like many normal men would do, you've blasted through these trials and you said, you know what, my God is my strength, and that is awesome. And you never gave up on your God, and your God sure as hell hasn't given up on you. So
Cybermax. Okay. Did you have a? If I heard you right, did you have a drug
That's
past?
correct. I was a heroin IV user.
Okay. No methamphetamines.
Methamphetamines wasn't really my thing. Have I used it? I have. I also used heroin, crack, pills, but my
24, 24 years, man. Me.
24 years.
24
that's
years
awesome.
of it. 24 years
That's
of
awesome. 24 years clean or 24 years of use?
it. 24 years of
That's
use.
not awesome.
yeah, he did it.
I'm clean now, though.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
big
clean
clean.
now. He's been doing really well.
24 years is a tough. See, when people got to understand it is some people try a little bit of drugs and they're like, see, I did it and I stop it. Trying something a little bit is nothing. When you have something like what Rex, I believe it's Rex is talking, well, that has 24 years of consistently using something that not only is his body and his mind start becoming dependent on it, it alters his chemistry in his brain and his body, period, point blank. And it's hard to recover from that. It takes time, which means those few months, those first year, that first 2 years of recovering from such hardcore long-term use, it almost feels insanity, is what it feels like to the person experiencing it. And so when people are like, "Oh, you quit,"
I quit cold
and
turkey.
you quit cold turkey, that takes a lot. But I'm betting you Rex probably didn't just wake up one morning and say, "That's it," and I'm not using God, I'm not using a program, I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna get up and go, that's it, and I'm gonna go get a job.
You know what I did? No, you know what happened to me, man? I got up one morning. I ain't gonna lie about it. My daughter knows. I was high as hell, man. I woke up, I had a like an 8 ball or whatever on me. I woke up and looked in the mirror, man, which I don't mind you. I mean, I'll tell you, I looked in the mirror. I seen me, but I seen a skeleton, man. I seen a skeleton of me, and it scared the living shit out of me. And I dumped the whole bag down the toilet, and I haven't touched it since. Yeah, man, it was scary.
Yeah, it's a rough thing. Definitely, see, Rex went through that, and that's a tough thing. And I know for things like people who suffer with methamphetamine, there becomes like a psychosis involved with that, and that's a rough thing. It's not easy for that. Methamphetamines do that, and things like heroin, for instance, you have a physical addiction where your mind doesn't just control it. Crack cocaine, it's a craving that is like no other. It's a difficult thing. Even the pills that Big Pharma are pushing right now, it's absolutely absurd that they push it so hard. Now, I'm not saying there's not a need for these medications that they're pushing. Sure, if you have cancer, sure, serious surgery. But some of these things they're pushing on our citizens and on our population and our world are absolutely absurd. And then to get you off of it, they want to put you on another one of their pills. It's almost twice as hard to get off that. It's ridiculous. And it's really all about money. And it's about control. And then they take that money and then they control our other politics with it. It's a form of control, and it's ridiculous. And the thing is, forget all that. The bottom line is it's killing people. It's killing our citizens. And to me, that's war.
I agree with you. And, there's a problem also with our veterans getting the help that they need sometimes.
There is a need for some of these medications. There absolutely is. Okay. I know a lot of people in my family, me personally, have experienced mental health. I know I've been in car accidents. I've broken my hand a few times, needed surgery. Whether they're the psych meds or they're pain meds, there is a need for that. Where I'm so concerned with is the over pushing, the over peddling, the pill milling of it. It's the use. It's just like, hey, at the end of the day, are guns bad or guns good? You know what? The gun itself is just a piece of metal. It's about the people who hold it. And that is the same thing with this medication. Is the med good or bad? You know what? The medication itself is just ingredients. How is it being used? How is it being pushed? And how are you educating the people on how to use it? Or even the doctors on the importance of how it needs to be explained to use it or prescribing it. You know, I mean, I know a lot of great doctors, and I know great doctors that deal with pain meds and stuff, and that's okay as long as they're doing it appropriately, not getting these people. Because you know what, give some people these psych meds that screw them up more because they're not being properly monitored, you know, or even the pain meds, and they're not being properly monitored with it. And next, they're on the street shooting heroin, selling their body, creating crimes, and you're saying, oh, well, what's going on with him? But did you see where it all started? Because these issues are all interrelated. That's why I say we don't focus on one thing. We need to look at the bigger picture when we're looking at our society, because a lot of our issues, we're too busy trying to fight it over here and fight it over there. It's the same problem I'm saying with our outreach programs. They're all good programs, but we have a good one here, and we have a good one here, and there's this gap in the middle, and tons of people are falling in those cracks, and people are dying. People are hurting other people. People are losing their homes. Their lives are being destroyed. Children's lives are being destroyed. What my company wants to do is simply go in there and not just be not just a outreach company, but an impact company. What I mean by that is we're going to go in there, and when we hit that town and we build a community outreach center in your town, we want to make such a huge difference that we're making an impact, that we're bridging the gap in between all of those outreach centers. We want that all those different outreach programs and companies, where now we're bringing them together as a team, because just like in America, man, we can't fight a war one on one, one person versus a whole nation. No, but unity is where things happen. That's how our politics happen correctly, even when they're not happening correctly. It's because there's unity in the wrong people, and if there's so much unity in wrong, where's our unity in the right? When are the true pages going to stand up and say, you know what, we're going to take this and we're not going to let this go no more. This is our country. This is our land. This is our children. These are all our people, whether they're doing good or bad. And let's guide the people who are doing bad into the right way. Let's teach them. Let's educate them. Let's show them and show them that love, because I'm not really.
Are you like reaching out to different organizations, different businesses and churches and for like sponsorship and different things like that to help you as well?
So absolutely, that's a great question, man. So as I'm growing and as we're moving, I'm constantly on the reach to grab out to someone else and say, what are you doing? How can I help you be a better organization? How can I help this organization feed better? Hey, you guys want to do this? Let's team up together. And I'm constantly making connections. The issues that we're pumping into right now is that we are growing at such an organic, natural rate. I mean, just call it a bless. We're being blessed to bless others. The problem is where we're at, our financials are not matching up to where we can help. We have the ability, we have outpouring of so much support. The problem we're having is sponsorship. We need more sponsorship. We need bigger, heavier donations. We need people who are like, hey, you got a business, you have to pay $20,000 in taxes this year? Really? Do you like the community the way it is? Well, then don't pay your taxes this year. Why don't you donate it and get a tax credit? Donate it to a cause that's actually trying to do something in this community. And we don't want to just fix our community. We want to then replicate it into every other community until there's no other state, no other place for us to move into. But yes, we are dying right now for sponsors. Right now, we're trying to move into an office that we can have whole classrooms in to teach PTSD, to teach classes like job readiness, to get out there and market with all the businesses in the area and create jobs. But the funding is just not coming in. And our long-term plan is going to allow us to be our own donor and self-sustained. We have a very unique business model that it requires an LLC and a 501(c)(3).
Have you gone to churches and asked for creating a missionary statement, basically going to these different churches and saying, hey, would you like to scholarship so many females? Would you like to scholarship so many males? What kind of kits are you making?
Well, we're making tons of different types of things. I mean, even right now, I mean, I could take you if you wanted to see. I mean, in my living room, my mother and my sister, I have one volunteer here who's part of our team, and we're sitting on the floor and they're making different kits. They have conditioner, they have a shampoo, they have a soap, they have a lotion in each one of those kits. The women's kits even have tampons, pads, a condom, because we need to keep the spread of of sexual transmitted diseases. People still have sex, whether they're homeless, whether they're in rehab. I mean, come on, we're human. So we want to stop that spread. We're also putting masks in those things. We're putting razors, toothbrushes, toothpaste, small life size. May I show you?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Sure. Because I mean, it's basically everything that a man or woman needs on a daily basis to, anyways, for good hygiene, and those are things that'll help them as well down the road, like getting a job. I mean, that's awesome.
So here we go. So like this is just like a small. How about spin this around really quick for you? Okay. So yes, I mean some of the things we're doing is like we're taking different packages like this right here. Everything that's in here are either bars of soap or body washes. You wouldn't even believe some of the things we have. I mean everything from, I mean even June Jacobs. I mean just really kind of like designer stuff that actually get donated to us through the airlines and different companies like that we have been working with. I mean some of the things I even saw were like I was like, man, I've never showered with stuff like that. I wish I had. Um, Brittany, what were some of the great body washes and shampoos that we have in these kids donated? Paul Mitchell, Bath and Body Works. I mean, things that were just amazing, you know. And then we have other things like in here. Oh, there you go. There's a Paul Mitchell right there. Super Wash, Paul Mitchell. I mean, just amazing type of things. Here, don't mix it. So these are all in here. There's Bath and Body Works. But so now we have over here all these type of shampoos. We have over here body washes and soaps, more body washes and soaps. These over here are going to be lotions and stuff because, I mean, living out in those elements, the skin gets really nasty over time. It can even get so cracked that it'll actually start breaking and creating infections and stuff. So some people would think, what do you need? Lotion, you're homeless. Actually, a little bit here and there is important.
And
Oh,
lotion, man, that's an awesome thing.
listen, man, I had clothes. I had pants that would stand up on their own if I took them off. I had to wear them so much. Then we have other specialty kits. So here's for instance like a little kit that they were putting together that they didn't finish putting the soaps in it or anything yet. But what this is just like a hygiene, a women's extra. It's like an excess kit, and we have like a condom in there. We have 2 tampons, 2 pads, a razor, things that women need. Okay, because some people forget. Oh well, just getting some food. Yeah, but if a woman walks into certain places and she's been bleeding all week in her same underwear, and she doesn't have a razor and she's hairy and she's stinking and even maybe having sex out there like this, guys, this is how women are really not going to get off their feet, you know, when they're situated. So even having these excess kits, or this is like going the extra mile besides hygiene kits. Hygiene kits can be everything like this. You know, it's got one soap, 1 shampoo, 1 conditioner, 1 lotion. I mean, we mix them up and we have all kinds of things. I mean, you know, and that's just one aspect, but we keep going. I mean, I have toothbrushes and stuff that we put in, or more razors. We even have medicines that come in sometimes, you know, obviously, condoms, pads. We can keep going and I can show you, I have a
Have
story.
you messaged some of these companies to see if they would actually donate? Like, like go to a dentist office and say, "Hey, would you like to donate some toothbrushes?" Or maybe contact some of these companies and say, "Hey, would you like to sponsor us so we can give some people toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorant?" These different companies, they find out about these programs, and sometimes they donate to these things. Because these companies, when they're making these products, they make little mistakes on the bottles, and they have to throw the whole thing away, and it's full of toothpaste, and it's a waste of throwing it away. And a
Mhm.
lot of times, if you contact these companies, instead of throwing it away, they'll send it your way.
Oh man, I'm definitely I'm working on that right now. You know, I want to say I have a great team of people who are slowly, little by little, coming on board. And I'm literally doing a lot of work. Like I said, I put 21 hours a day into. My team has to force me to go to sleep at night and say, enough, lay down, go to sleep, go out and do something. And I'm like, I'm trying, but there's too much work that needs to be done. And honestly, yes, I'm good enough to where I did work for the state chamber. I could put on a suit and tie, and I can woo them. I can get in there and tell them, you know, the good cause. I can show them all the good work. I can show them videos. I mean, I've got videos of us giving guys tents and them breaking down crying because that made their year. But that they don't have to sleep in the dirt anymore. A nurse who lost her job during the pandemic, not even on drugs. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I need to be able to go do that, honestly. But we're at like that point right now where I need to hire someone. I need to have a full-time employee they can help take some of that load off me so I can go start expanding us. And otherwise, I'm like a one-man wrecking crew, and I'm doing everything I can. But I'm trying to. I'm
Where
trying
are
my
you
hardest.
located? That way, if any of our viewers are in the area, they might
Fort
know.
Lauderdale, Florida, and
Where?
honestly, we're looking for Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is where our ground zero is at. That's where we're working out of, but we're doing all of Tri-County areas what we want to attack, which is Palm Beach County, Broward County, Miami-Dade County. I have one of our volunteers here right now, late night, drove an hour from up north in Palm Beach County just to come help. And so yeah, we need the help. We need volunteers. We need donations of different types of things. I mean, tonight we got a donation sent in from our followers on TikTok. They sent tents. They even sent outdoor showers. I mean, if you see this thing, this almost made me cry. Look, giving this donation. Look at this. This is an outdoor shower.
Hey,
We got 6 of them.
Cybermax. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to my company. We always get loads of water
Oh,
that
we could use it.
they refuse. That maybe I could get shipped down there.
Listen,
Uh,
if it makes sense, if it ever makes sense, I would walk to California and carry it on my back. If it made financial sense and it made outreach sense, I would do it. I have a guy who's on my team who's got a diesel truck. Um, if we can get the gas together for his truck, he'll drive to go pick up stuff that makes sense. I have a partner with me that does he's online Big Top at Pump, and he does shipping and stuff like that on the side for a side thing.
I'm a truck driver, man.
Oh man, that's even better, man. You're amazing.
I come to Florida all the time.
Well, man, yeah, water's a big thing. The amount of cases of water I go through a week, giving them out on our feedings. I mean, if you look at my last video on my TikTok, you'll see, and that's at the end of that feeding. And that was 100 people, and there were still people that come up to me saying, I didn't get any food, and that was only one block in one city of one big county, and there's 2 big counties next to us.
Hey,
It's
Chris,
problem big.
what's your question, buddy?
So if people want to donate to you, how do they reach out to you?
Well, the way that people can donate, we have a website, and they can visit us at cyberoutreachandservices.com. Inside that website has my phone number. It has a hotline in case someone wants to hurt themselves, they want to kill themselves, or they want to relapse. It's a suicide and relapse prevention line. Literally, I have a second phone I pay for and I keep it on me at all times just in case someone wants to hurt themselves. I have licensed social workers that are ready at any time to take the call. I can transfer it to them as well. But there's also my email. There's a way they can donate. It talks about all different types of stuff. They can donate to us through PayPal. They can donate us to Cash App. There's an address in there. It's a mailing address for the UPS. They can mail anything they want. As big as a package they want, they can mail a plate there. And UPS will call me. It's nothing but a few blocks away from me out in Davie, which is a city in Fort Lauderdale. And I'll come. They'll get that, and I'll disperse it.
So we're back, and we're going to finish off the podcast here with Cybermax, and he was giving details on where and anybody wants to donate, they can go to, and I'll also put all the information in the description of the video. That way, if any of you viewers out there want to donate or mail some products to them so that they can give to these people who need help. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're in dire need of your help other people. We're doing our best and we're putting our full effort. Like I said, I put 21 hours a day into this, but I can only do so much as one person. I can't make a complete difference without us uniting to make things better for our veterans, for the homeless, for battered women, domestic violence, those youth that need mentoring, those people who are trying to reform their lives and just don't have those resources. We need your donations, whether you want to donate water, clothing, whether you have something significant like a food truck. We're looking for a food truck, office equipment. Even if you can volunteer your time and you have any type of skill sets, website development, SEO, marketing, fundraising, whatever it is you have offer, we can use your help to make a difference. If you have it in you to be able to do financial donations, that would be a world of a difference for us and what we can do with it. Right now, we're a few $1,000s short of the office and classroom that we need to teach classes in. So people, they can go to all those links that they're going to share right here. But you can check us out at Cyber Outreach and Services.com. That's our website. It has my personal number in there. It has a way that you can get in touch with me through my email, which is it's impact team at cyber outreach and services.com. And our Cash App is #101 Gold. You can PayPal with us. PayPal is my cell phone number, 754-715-0349, or it's cloudfrontcloud@yahoo.com. And I mean, if you reach out to me, there's not much I won't do to help others. So, I mean, maybe there's something I can do to help someone else. Maybe there's a way we can partner. If you're another organization trying to do what we're doing, I would love to partner with you so that we can make a bigger difference together. But honestly, if you own a business out there, you got to pay taxes anyway. You might as well try to donate to a cause that's really trying to make a difference in the community and get a tax write-off with it. But we're pleading with you guys that we need people to help support us, and we're looking for sponsors. The only way we can make a big difference. I've got passion. You can't buy what I have. You can't teach what I have. But my passion only means so much without your support. We need your help.
And where are you located again?
We're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And
Okay.
also if anyone wants to mail us anything, the address is and all that information you're going to post. They go through it, they'll find the address. It's a UPS mailing address, and we have all our stuff mailed to. They will take anything and everything, packages, crates, just a letter, anything that you guys want to mail there. They hold it for me, they call me, and I'm only blocks away from there.
Awesome. And if you're a viewer and you're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and you are homeless or you're going through some issues or you're a veteran and you need someone to talk to, they can reach you literally by your PayPal phone number. Literally, is that the phone number that they can contact you on?
That's correct. They can do that. Or if they go onto our website, there's another phone that I'm actually on my personal phone with you right now. But I have a secondary phone that I dedicate to nothing but a hotline for if you're trying to hurt yourself, if you feel hopeless, if you feel like no one's listening and no one cares and that you're all alone, whether you want to commit suicide or whether you want to hurt someone else, or if you want to relapse and get high and potentially still end up hurting yourself that way. I've been there. I understand. If you go on that website, there's a 561 number. That's my hotline. This phone, no one calls unless they're hurting and they really want. I don't let anyone call this number unless you absolutely have an emergency. If this phone rings and I'm near it, I drop everything I do to answer this phone. And no, as soon as we get that money we need for our office, we're going to have a dedicated 1-800 number go up instead of this, where there will be constantly, it will be forwarded to several different people, licensed professionals who know how to handle that problem. But in the meantime, no, I'm not a licensed professional. What I am, I'm a certified peer specialist, but I'm someone who's been where you've been. I understand what it feels like. And I'm walking through it, and I'm walking back into it with you and show you how to get out of it. I'm here for you.
Well, Max, we appreciate you coming on and talking with us a little bit, showing us what you are doing to help our fellow Americans here in America, because our soldiers are hurting when they come back. Many of them end up homeless, and it's amazing that there's a program in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to help these people, and there's other programs around America as well. So, if you're homeless or you know, look for like Salvation Army, things like that to help calm. Sometimes they'll help, but it's amazing, Max, to see what you're doing, and I thank God that He's used you in a way to uplift others.
Yeah, as a concerned veteran, Max, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart as well for what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you
Hats
again
off
so
to
much
you,
for your
brother.
service, man.
Anytime.
Well, viewers, we thank you for spending your time with us. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, share this information with your churches. Share this information with your friends. If you go and share it with your bosses, I mean, see if
Please.
they want to help. In any way you can, spread the word for Cybermax. and let's see if we can't help them get their goal and get to where they need to be financially and spiritually. Thank you. And before we leave, I want to say a quick prayer, and then we'll call it an end. I'm
Yes.
not doing this for self glorification or anything. So if you guys are out there thinking that, but I'm actually a pretty spiritual guy when it comes to my God. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day, Lord. I pray that you help Cybermax get to their goal, Lord. Help them do your work, not our work. Help them to do your will, not our will, Lord. In your holy name we do pray. Amen.
Amen.
And thank you guys for watching, and God bless you all.